In a documentary about her life and art, Marina Abramovic states that, open quote, "I am the art," close quote, presenting live art as a medium which places the self as the subject, and in working through this idea in class and experimenting with the body, I quickly understood the liveness of art to arise from the liveness of the subject themselves and what energy was being produced. In class, we performed the slow and deliberate act of separating rice from lentils, and the concentration it took to complete such an unnecessary task felt very meditative. Acting without clear reason in order to complete an action made me realize that it's this moment and headspace and time that defines a piece. And time feels to be a key aspect of live art to me. It felt the way that you move through time is the piece. The idea of toying with time arose very quickly in classes and helped me to understand it as a defining trait of live art. Artist Xece said that in a speech about his practice, open quote, "Time to me, it doesn't matter if you are the king or you are the homeless. The time 364 days for everybody is the same," close quote. And this universality to the passage of time is what binds the audience and the artist in a moment. In The What, When and Where of Live Art by Dominic Johnson, he states that live art is, open quote, "direct and unmediated contact between art and the audience requiring no object, venue, or agent," close quote. And I felt this connection when experimenting with the visuals of the body in class, using a partner to shape and reshape each other, placing the body, in my understanding, as an aesthetic tool with the capacity of instilling stillness as much as liveness. But it's ritual that actually interested me most. If an action is not considered a particularly regular activity, then it's isolated as odd, but when repeated over and over, there is this lulling familiarity which invites an audience into that alternate headspace with the live art facilitators. But if we go back to the body and the self being the art, then these elements of subverting expectations, repetition of the unfamiliar, and the body becoming both medium and canvas are present in the work of many performance artists who use external materials to combine them with the body, which definitely shifted my understanding of what live art can be, as it can be a multimedia format. And that there can even be installations which speak to the moment without a body being present at all. I learnt more overtly to me than anything that live performance has such a fluid and ever-changing definition, in which it's perhaps even this often intangible ephemerality which defines it best. I began to understand the potency of the moment as opposed to the outcome. This also makes place a huge element of live art. Without a traditional theatre or gallery space, the location occupied holds its own external significance and context prior to the art being located there, which can even shape the piece. Even the body can become a site of social inscription if made central to the performance. And I've learnt that culture and history in the body and the personal can contextualize a performance. When exploring space in class and association with the personal, I began to understand a performer's identity as being firmly rooted in their live performance. If you can't separate the live artist from their background, they represent it. Yifu Tan said in Space and Place, "Isn't it strange how a castle changes as soon as one imagines that Hamlet lived there," which helped me to understand contextualizing space as it can ground and transform a piece. All of this combined gave me a much better understanding of live art and allowing me to begin considering ways that I might create my own based on my sense of self and the body, as well as spaces, time periods, and formats, and what I was interested in could be intertwined with myself.